TGIF, everybody, and welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we talk about the teams and the topics that are important to you, the sports fan in the Sunshine State. We are Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. I am Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. That man right there is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media, the prodigy of production, is right over there behind the glass, and it is a Yingling Football Friday, and we're going to talk some football, and more football. We want to hear from you. You can enter that rage cage. That is the talkback microphone on the iHeartRadio app. You can also text us on the Mills Air text line. We're going to make some picks today. Uncle Paulie's coming by, Kravs.
We have a lot of picks to make.
Yeah.
When I went on social today to promote the show and I started going through the list, you don't realize how many prediction segments we have until you start promoting it. Free money, free stuff. Uncle Paulie, Yingling six-pack, Stone Cold Locks.
By the way, how'd I do in the Yingling six-pack last week?
You went 6-0. Don't act like
right.
You don't remember.
Yeah.
I finally had a good week. I went 4-2, and then you went undefeated.
There you go. All right, we have a lot to talk about, obviously, so get in on the text line, get in on the talk back line. Let's do some headlines and highlights. Let's start with where we were on the show yesterday. We were in Kia Center. The Magic had their last preseason game, led by a combined 43 points from Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. The Magic ended up beating the New Orleans Pelicans 132-125. They finished 4-0 in the preseason. Prodigy, do we have a highlight?
They'll clear it out for Zion on Paolo. Attacking the rack, left his feet, almost threw it away. He did. Desmond Bain squeezes it. AB running out, and the lob for Paolo to finish. Ooh, that's pretty stuff. Little preseason juice. I love it.
A little razzle-dazzle there, Kravs.
A lot of razzle-dazzle last night. There was zero defense played in that basketball game on either side. The Magic have consistently looked really good on offense, and Mosley's been playing his guys. I was surprised to see Paolo, Franz, Desmond Bain. Those guys were back out there in the fourth quarter. Mosley's trying to have them ready to go, and he clearly wants them to push some pace. But what they're giving you on offense, they have lacked on defense. We know that defense in the NBA is effort-driven over everything else. It's the preseason, but it's something to monitor. Is the Magic offense all of a sudden going to tilt so far in the other direction that it actually takes away from the defense?
No, I don't think.
Probably not.
Yeah,
but
I don't think Coach Mosley will allow that to happen, but we shall see.
He was asked about it in the postgame, that sort of question, and he goes, "Don't worry, we'll be ready." He said it as intense as he possibly could.
Well, there wasn't much defense last night in the Thursday night football game because old slow Joe, Uncle Joe Flacco gets it done last night for the Bengals. 342 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. He rallies Cincinnati to a 33-31 victory over the Steelers. That snapped a 4-game losing streak for the Bungles. How about a little slow Joe Flacco from last night?
Shotgun snap. Flacco floats one high into the air, left side of the end zone.
Nice.
Chase going to the ground, makes the catch. There's a penalty flag in the end zone. It's on Pittsburgh. Touchdown, Bengals. Flacco drops back, fires over the middle.
Boom.
Caught by Higgins. He's at the 15,
Boom.
10, 5.
Boom.
Touchdown, Bengals. T. Higgins sprinting up the middle of the field. Touchdown passes to Chase and Higgins to give Cincinnati the lead. Shotgun snap to Flacco. Looking, throwing, caught,
Nice.
middle of the end zone.
Nice.
Noah Fant, the Bengals tight end, with the touchdown catch. And Cincinnati's lead can be back to 10 with the extra point.
Who's this color analyst? Nice. Nice. He sounds like a fan sitting there watching the game.
The Steelers, they looked like they were going to win the game. Aaron Rodgers hits Pat Freiermuth with like a 68-yard touchdown pass. They take the lead, and then old Slow Joe drives the Bengals down the field for the game-winning field goal.
Money Mac is ready. He takes a deep breath. Waits for the long snap back to Rico. Rico puts it down. The kick is up. It is good. Yes. And the Bengals have a 2-point lead with 7 seconds left on the clock.
Wow.
Credit to T. Higgins, because it would have been really easy for him to fly into the end zone, create another possession for the Steelers, who the Bengals could not stop. And he slides, sets them up for the field goal. Very pro move.
At first, I was like, what if they miss the field goal?
That's a chip shot. You missed that.
Especially for Evan McPherson. That guy's good.
Yeah, you can't. You have to expect your NFL kicker to be able to make a 20-yard field goal. One of the things I take away from that game last night, Aaron Rodgers looks really good. He looks like old Aaron Rodgers.
He did look good.
And while that defense obviously has some issues, they had no answer for Jamar Chase. Jalen Ramsey, I mean, is his face on a milk carton? Where the hell was he last night? I thought he was supposed to be
Jamar Chase, 16 catches last
He had
night.
23 targets. I don't think I've ever seen that.
162 yards. And you're right, Joe Flacco would have had the 4th touchdown pass if T. Higgins hadn't slid down last night.
Yeah,
you know what I took from last night's game? Is neck hair in? Because Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers both had like their beards like growing down their neck.
Huh.
Is neck hair in?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't say so. I shave my neck hair.
Oh, if Jaden would know.
Go look at the
he's the
pictures.
youngster.
Go look at the videos of Flacco and Aaron Rodgers.
But are we going off of Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco for what's in?
I'm just saying.
I don't know that they're going to be my standard for that.
Why don't they shave their freaking necks? Okay,
they're just worried about the playbook. You know,
I guess.
How did Kenneth Gainwell do last night? How did Kenny Gainwell play?
Sadly, I didn't stay up last night to watch the entire game, which I ended up doing, and it was a great game. But yeah, I stayed up last night because I needed Kenneth Gainwell to do something for me in fantasy.
I picture Mike.
He got 2 carries. No, yeah, 2 carries for like 11 yards, and was it 1 catch for 3 yards?
It was 3 carries for 14 yards, 2 catches for 1 yard. He had more catches than yards in the receiving game. I picture Mike deleting his fantasy app and then re-uploading it. This thing must be broken. What's going on here?
No. I was watching. I knew it wasn't broken. I knew it wasn't broken.
I can only imagine the sad happiness and excitement you felt when he would trot out onto the field just to stand next to Aaron Rodgers.
Right. As a decoy.
Oh, that's pathetic.
Yeah. What about old Max? We talked about old Joe Flacco. What about old Mad Max Scherzer last night? Back. He turned back the clock last night. He looked like vintage Mad Max last night as the Blue Jays beat the Mariners 8-2. I'll tell you. Did you watch any of the game? I was sort of flipping a little bit last night.
I wasn't able. I wasn't able.
So
to
anyway,
catch
there were 2 outs in the 5th. All right, and the manager for the Blue Jays, Snyder, comes out. He approaches Scherzer as if he's going to take him out of the game. Scherzer gave him that Mad Max look, like
he said, "Get away from me!
Get away from me!" Here's Scherzer talking about it.
Yeah, it was a 2-out situation. I just had checked the board. I think I was at 69 or 70 pitches. My arm felt great. 2 outs, and Randy was coming up, and in my head, I was going through, kind of my sequence of how I wanted to pitch Randy, thinking through the situation. And all of a sudden, I see Schneid's coming out. It kind of caught me off guard. And, that's just where one of those moments where I know I wanted the ball. I knew the situation of the game. I wanted the ball. And I basically told him that in a little bit different language.
The Mariners, they were up 2-0. Now it's 2-2.
Yeah, all of a sudden. I thought that this World Series matchup between the Mariners and the Dodgers was a shoo-in after the first 2 games of the ALCS. We know the Brewers are toast. They have ceased the ability to score any runs. They have 3 in the last 3 games. But the Blue Jays have come firing back. Now you're going to get that kind of performance from Max Scherzer. So everything's on the table as far as what can happen within that series. I like how Schneider, the manager, by the way, after the game, he goes, sometimes it's about the analytics, sometimes it's about the people. Oh, now no, you were scared of Max Scherzer. That's all this was.
All right, those are your highlights and your headline.
Coming up next, we've got your daily source of motivation and inspiration right here on Game On. Plus, a look at our top story of the day: Kurt Cignetti changing the game in college football. Don't go anywhere.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on Game On.
Let's talk about Hard Rock Bet, where I have been hotter than a tamale these days. Stayed hot with the Bengals last night, plus the points. Stone Cold Locks later on in the show, and you know where I'll be placing those wagers. Come and join me. Parlays, teasers, props, whatever your flavor. Hard Rock Bet has the toppings that make that sports action ever so sweet. Everyone's invited to the party. It doesn't matter who you are. Your name is on the list over on Hard Rock Bet. A winning bet, a boosted bankroll. You can sign up today, bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you also score $150 in bonus bets. The app is safe, slick, reliable, and updated to the second. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888 admit it.
Orlando, are you ready to rocket my favorite beach getaway? Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
Two right lanes are blocked on I-95 southbound just past LPGA Boulevard. Northbound lanes are taking a peek, slowing things down. Two right lanes are blocked on US 27 southbound before Florence Villa Grove. Traffic slowing down on all the major roadways this afternoon, so travel with caution. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Starbucks. The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks, handcrafted with their signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Whether it's the tailgate party, cheap seats, or the couch, football is better with a Yingling, the official domestic beer of the UCF Knights. Yingling Football Friday continues on 96.9 The Game.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic. Let's talk about Pizza Bruno. This place is top knots. I mean, not. Sorry, I can't get the garlic knots out of my head. You want meatballs, you want salads, you want fresh ingredients in every single mouth-watering bite. Pizza Bruno is your spot. Try my personal favorite, the spicy Stetson, crunchy pepperoni, big dollops of ricotta cheese, and hot honey. It is so good. 3 locations in Central Florida, Edgewater, Maitland, and on Curry Ford Road. Visit pizzabrunoFL.com and work up an appetite.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo? Absolutely not.
Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
If you want to know Windows there and wait, pick up the phone and just text free.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do.
You know who to call. Farah and Farah.
Orlando. You need parts? O'Reilly has parts. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Sports season is in high gear, and iHeartRadio's got it all. The NFL.
It's a touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Baseball postseason.
Tail time in game 1.
College football, the NHL, and the NBA is about to tip off. It's all right at your fingertips on the iHeart app with play-by-play podcasts and local stations where you can join the conversation.
I agree with the last caller. We got to be done with that guy.
Join the millions who are already doing it. Open the free iHeartRadio app now. Sports on iHeartRadio, where fans live it.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on 96.9 The Game.
Okay, fellas, let's be real. If your wife or girlfriend isn't herself lately, if she's tired, cranky, no interest in sex, you know it's not her fault. And if you're walking around foggy, low energy, low sex drive, it's not just you getting older. It's your hormones. Both of you. That's why I want you to call Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This is where couples go when they want to feel alive again. This isn't one of those cookie cutter clinics you see at the strip malls where they give you a testosterone shot in the butt and send you on your way. The difference is Dr. John Carrazella. He's an internationally acclaimed Yale-trained doctor who gave up a successful career as an orthopedic surgeon to focus on hormone health. He's helped thousands of couples get their mojo back to feel sharp, sexy, and actually excited to be around each other again. And fellas, trust me, when she starts feeling better, everything changes for both of you. So stop toughing it out and start living again and do it together. Go to hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com for all the information. It's a gift that will truly last a lifetime.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game.
This is Anthony Black with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Wow, that's how you know it's a Friday. I see Jaden and Bianchi grooving. I don't hear anything over here because I didn't have my headphones on. It was just silent. I'm like, why are they dancing? Are they playing a trick on me? No. You're in radio. Put your headphones on. Okay, now we're back. What's up, everybody? Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. Bianchi's a professional air guitarist.
He loves the new bed
Look at
music.
that. What are you playing, a ukulele?
Little jazz. I'm trying to get it in the YouTube.
Looks like the size of a violin, your air
A little dobro.
I like a good didgeridoo, playing a good air didgeridoo myself. Text in 50857 on the Mills Air text line. Would love to hear from you today. One of the things that we thought of before the show, I can't remember why this applies. Oh, Anthony Richardson. It is a free-for-all Friday, so you can text in anything that you want. Also, drop us a talk back as well. Enter the Rage Cage. Rage before the weekend. Great way to get the weekend started. Dumbest injury you've ever had. Start thinking about that. Dumbest injury you've ever had. I think that is one of the answers that we would like on the text line. I've got one that I thought of that's really sad, but it's time for our daily coach quote of the day.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today is about how we spend our time. I love these. The longer you entertain what's not for you, the longer you postpone what is. Translation, use your time wisely. You only get so much of it on this floating rock in space.
Yeah, don't waste your time doing things that don't interest you, you don't enjoy. Yeah.
Could be relationships, work,
right,
food. That's why I can only eat so healthy. If I go on this big long health kick and then I get smacked by a bus as I'm laying there on the concrete, I would be thinking, really should have had a pizza 2 days ago because the lights are going out.
Well,
that's not exactly dietary advice, but that's just how my brain works.
As a guy who's on the 18-6 intermittent fasting plan right now, no.
Where are we on the intermittent fast there? Are you in a fast?
Did you see me in the little cap?
Yeah, you're slurping soup.
That was 18 hours right there, and I was hungry. That was the end of it.
Rumor has it there's some free food that's going to be delivered, not to us, but we're going to have to steal the food like raccoons.
That's fine. I'm in my 6-hour window where I can eat.
Well, they will, between the three of us, they won't know what hit them. Watch out, Real Radio. We're coming for your food today. Enter the Rage Cage, Free for All Friday, all that good stuff. Mike, dumbest injury you've ever had?
Dumbest injury I've ever had.
And this is a reference to Anthony Richardson fracturing his orbital bone while stretching with rubber bands.
I'm going to go with when I was a kid, my older brother, I don't know if this is a dumb injury. He put me in the Jack Briscoe figure 4 leg lock. And yeah, I don't know what exactly he did to me, but I was like in massive pain, limping around for like a month. And of course, we didn't go to the doctor back then. We just lived with it. But I'm sure he probably, I don't know, did something to my leg because man. But then I learned how to reverse the figure.
Classic.
Do you know how to reverse the figure 4?
Yeah, don't you just flip around?
Yeah, you flip over.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Yeah. Well, back in the day.
Don't get in a fight with me, okay? I've been watching pro wrestling since I was 4.
Okay, but this was before you were even born that we this was the advent of the figure 4 that Jack Briscoe
people used to do that to Ric Flair all the time.
Jack Briscoe was before Ric Flair, okay?
Really, when you look at Ric Flair and his persona and his moves, he stole a lot. And then he did a really good job with it. But his whole act was essentially Buddy Rogers. His
whole act was sort of Gorgeous George back in
a little Gorgeous George in there, too. Right? The big, flashy robes and all of that stuff. Yeah. For me, I think of this would happen last year. I don't know if this actually counts as an injury, but I had like a month where I had done so much typing on my phone that the nerve endings in my thumb became it felt like my thumb was asleep all the time.
Yeah.
And anytime I would tap on my phone, it was like it wasn't pain, but it was just uncomfortable.
Right.
And I thought this has to be the saddest injury in existence, that I feel like I can't, I had to mentally prepare myself to, okay, you got to type this out on Twitter on your phone. And this is an uncomfortable feeling because I have tinglies in my thumb. That's the saddest thing that's ever happened to a human.
When I worked at the Florida Times Union up in Jacksonville, all right, there, the Players Championship obviously is the big sporting event up there, or one of the big sporting events. I wrote a column once about golfers and what wusses they were. All right. And I got calls from both golfers. All right. David Duval had to skip a tournament because he burned his hand, all right, making hot tea, all right. All right, so he burned his hand, and then Steve Elkington, I don't know if you remember him. He was the defending champion of the Players, and he didn't show up for the tournament the next year because he had a sinus infection.
Yeah,
So
that'll get you.
yeah, so I wrote this column, and both of them were like, they both called. Yeah.
On the text line at 50857, I pulled a tendon in my elbow celebrating the 49ers beating the Lions in the NFC Championship game a few years ago. Oh, that's funny. Somebody said Kravitz with first world problems. I said it was sad, okay? So this is not a humble brag. I'm glad that my thumb was, because I don't think I've typed any less. I think my thumb just got used to the amount of times I tap on my phone.
Have you ever pulled something sneezing? I've done that before.
Sneezing, yeah. I have definitely sneezed and then just bent my entire body's in pain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but that happens to me like once a month. I'll sneeze and everything hurts for like 10 minutes. But I don't think I've ever pulled anything. A couple of months ago, there's a bar in the closet, the room where I keep my office equipment and all of that stuff where I do my work during the day. There's like a clothing hanger that's a little bit low. And I went to go, my dog's cage is in there. So I went to go put him in the cage, and I go to stand up and I hit the top of my head on the bar. It looked like I got in a fight. I had this big gash on my forehead. I'm bleeding. And I thought, people are gonna think I'm a badass. And really I was just standing up. I was just standing up. Oh man. We also have we've got FSU tickets that we're going to give away later on in the show. Make sure that you're listening at the back end of the 4:00 hour. Coming up, how did Curt Cignetti become the hottest name in college football, and what does his commitment to Indiana mean for the college football landscape? We'll get to all of that at the 4:00 hour. Up next, UCF enters a must-win sort of weekend against West Virginia. We'll dig into the details and the injury report with Sean Green next.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on Game On.
Mills Air is my go-to AC service provider. They have been for years now, and they've been crushing it in this market for a long, long time. Orlando homeowners, business owners alike, they have been helping us out since 1992, and we sure appreciate everything that they've done for this great market. Mills Air is also a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, which means they offer rebates up to $1,275 for a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always rely on the family-owned and operated Mills Air. Protect your investment. Give yourself some peace of mind. Call Leon and the crew to schedule your appointment. You don't want to head into the weekend with a broken-down AC unit. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
The weekend's here, which means I have yet another hot date with Prize Picks. We've got a full slate of football games, and we've got playoff baseball too. And I can dive into all of it with Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app that is so easy. It makes the games a lot more exciting to watch. All you do is pick more or less on a player's stat projections, and in less than a minute, your lineup is set. Tonight, I have more on Shohei Ohtani's strikeout total, less on Cal Raleigh's hits, runs, and RBIs. And on Sunday, I have more on Trevor Lawrence's passing yardage total and less on Jalen Waddle's receiving projection. I love that you can mix and match sports and get all your favorite teams and athletes in your lineup at the same time. Prize Picks also invented Flex Play, so even if one pick misses, you can still double your money. And don't forget, they've got the injury reboot policy, so if one of your guys goes down early in the game, you're protected. Download the app today. Use my code BULLDOG to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code BULLDOG to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Straight Talk presents the math of more. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out.
They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
If you want no windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
What if, instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you could choose one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon, with big bank reliability and small bank resolve. You get 160 years of financial strength and stability and an enduring commitment to personal service. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank. Visit firsthorizon.com/get-it-all.
Live boxing is back at Caribe Royale Orlando on Saturday, November 1st. In the main event, undefeated former Cuban Olympian Lanier Perro takes on Britain's Jordan Thompson for the WBA Continental Heavyweight title. In the co-main event, U.S. Olympic bronze medalist and Orlando native Omari Jones fights Yusuf Metu, and Yelvis Gomez defends his WBA Continental Americas title against undefeated local favorite Antrevious Ingram. Tickets available at Ticketmaster or at CaribeRoyale.com/boxing.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We're with Liam after his 4th military move. Being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
This report is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, serving coastal and Central Florida.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And we're expecting a very Friday-like forecast with temperatures that will be hovering right around the low and middle 80s. Plan for a high of around 84 degrees today in Orlando. A good amount of sunshine, too. We'll stay rain-free today and into much of the weekend. It won't be until Monday that we have our next round of rain, but so far it's only looking like around a 20% chance. Enjoy the low humidity and sunshine for this weekend, though. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson. soon.
When storm damage hits, call the pros. Paul Davis Restoration. On call 24/7, giving you peace of mind and restoring your home or business. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Let's hit the local beat and see what's happening with the teams that call the state of Florida home. Sending you back to the studio. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Big game coming up this weekend for the UCF Knights. Let's check in with our local reporter, Sean Green, host of the UCF Charge On podcast. Happy homecoming weekend to you. Did you run in the water and spirit splash today?
Absolutely not. I'm 26 years old. I shouldn't be doing that anymore. So no, I stayed home and watched on social media.
By the way, I just thought of maybe the dumbest injury I ever had. I got sent to Spirit Splash one time to do a story, and I was in my bathing suit and everything, and I got in the pool. It was when Frost was here before, and I got in the pool, and I started running toward the center of the pool with the mass of people, and I pulled a hammy in the pool.
Yeah, and that's why Sean has a point. There should be an age limit to doing this.
100%.
Yeah. Not the only injury that we're dealing with this weekend for the UCF Knights. It looks like Taven Jackson has made it off the injury report. Do you think he's actually healthy, or are his services just so required that they just said, let's just yank him off the injury report because he's got to go and play?
I'm pretty sure Scott Frost said he is healthy, but yeah, I highly doubt he is 100%. I don't know how many weeks we're going to go by where we're not talking about a quarterback injury for UCF this season. But no, I would expect Taven to start. But if Jakari Brown doesn't go, then you got Davi Belfort as your backup quarterback. So, quarterbacks are running thin for UCF that are healthy at least.
How much do you think that's going to hamper the offense? Because the offense has looked a lot better with Taven Jackson out there. But if he's not at 100%, I mean, the defense for me is not a concern at this point, but offensively, do you think they're still going to be able to operate efficiently at home in this particular situation?
I'll say that at home, regardless of who's been in, they've been pretty efficient. It's been really when they go on the road, the first two times at least, that, they get past the 50-yard line and they really beat themselves. And they do that at home as well, right? They get past the 50-yard line, the ball's moving. And then, I don't like to call it the offensive line, but I will. They make a mistake. They get a holding or a false start, and it really hinders the offense, or it really hinders the offense. So whoever's the quarterback, we're expecting it to be Taven. If he's not 100%, I think they're going to want to run the football. This is a West Virginia team that is not very good. It's in a similar situation as UCF, but I think really in a worse situation. You should be able to kind of rely on your run game, but they haven't proven they can. So if Taven isn't 100%, hopefully they can rely on that run game that has not come up for them at all this season.
Sean, Scott Frost has been somewhat optimistic despite this 3-game losing streak. I hate to be Pollyanna here, but I'm sort of optimistic as well, even though UCF has lost these games. I mean, they outgained Cincinnati. They outpossessed Cincinnati. I think they had like 92 snaps to Cincinnati's 40-something snaps last week. They're playing pretty good teams and in the games with them. What's your stance on optimism or pessimism with this team?
My optimism is I'm looking forward to Magic season next week, if I'm being honest. No, I mean, listen, that is true. They've played some good teams, but I think it was more so frustrating for me last week watching, because you're right. You look at the stats, you watch the game, and UCF was on par. They were moving the ball when they wanted to. The defense was playing really well. The problems is they beat themselves. And, I go into the season, I said, listen, at the end of the day, just compete. Like against these teams, I talked about against Kansas, right? I said, just compete. Don't get blown out, which they did. Same thing with Cincinnati. Just compete. Don't get blown out. But it's almost more frustrating that you're competing. You should be able to win these games, but you're beating yourself. So I get where Scott Frost is optimistic. I think UCF fans should be optimistic, but I think that optimism can go away really quick if you go in on Saturday and lose to this West Virginia team. You have really 3 games left that you will be favored in. And if you lose against West Virginia, the chance of you going to a bowl game is slim to none. So that optimism can go away pretty quick on Saturday.
It is sort of a measuring stick game simply because Rich Rodriguez and Scott Frost, both in their first year, both returning to the place where they had previous glory, and UCF looks like they're a better team than West Virginia. So, yeah, I guess if there's a quote-unquote must-win, this would be it.
It is, and they can't throw the ball. If you go look at West Virginia, I mean, now granted they've got a redshirt freshman quarterback starting, you got a true freshman backup, and I will give Scott Frost this: if you look at how he kind of built the quarterback position for this season, you have Taven Jackson, who's an older quarterback, hasn't had a lot of game experience. You have Jakari Brown, who's an older quarterback, and you have Cam Fancher, who's an older quarterback. They've all gotten injured. Nico got hurt for West Virginia; he's out. They only can go to freshman quarterbacks. So I think for UCF, that's where you kind of look at the upper hand. If you're dealing with the true freshman quarterback at UCF, this game's more of a toss-up. But I think UCF having an older quarterback in that role kind of helps where West Virginia's trying to coach on the fly here.
We're talking to Sean Green. He's the host of the UCF Charge On podcast. Go and give him a follow on YouTube. They do a phenomenal job over there. There was, like everything in this country and world, there was polarization when Scott Frost was hired. I think mostly people were happy and excited that Frost had returned, but there's always going to be a section of fans that go, wait. Hadn't we moved past that? Scott Frost wasn't good at Nebraska. Now that things have not started out so hot, is there any infighting with UCF fans? Are you noticing that's lines are being drawn as far as where the fan base itself sits week after week?
Well, I'll say this: when he first got hired, it wasn't. I was very vocal in saying, listen, I like Scott Frost, but retread hires normally don't work in college football. I changed my tune pretty quickly because hearing Scott Frost talk about his plans and stuff, you can't help but be optimistic, but understand that. I think UCF fans right now, I was going to say, it feels like Groundhog Day. It really does. It's 3 straight years where you start 3-0, you're optimistic, and then you lose 3 straight in conference play. And it literally just feels like the same year over and over again. And this is a new staff. And that's where I think it's different, because UCF fans can understand this is not the same staff. It's a brand new staff. Nobody was expecting UCF to do anything this year. But it is hard, UCF fans, again, it's hard for them to, understand that. And they want to see wins. So, listen, if you win this week, that's a step in the right direction. That's not something that they've been able to do in the last couple of years. And luckily, you get kind of a good team on the schedule here to get your 4th win. But it is hard to not separate the past couple of years, even though the grand scheme, it's completely different.
By the way, how weird is it that this game is going to be on TNT?
TNT, down on Mike.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's honestly what we deserve at this point. Put us on TNT. Nobody will watch it. It's 1 o'clock too.
1
o'clock kick.
TNT HBO Max. It's a new world of college football. Crazy.
It's on.
Right. It's right. You know what? If
it's on.
And if
not on ESPN Plus.
And if, yeah, that's true. That is probably worse. And if it goes poorly, just turn on Game of Thrones and rewatch that series. Sean Green, host of the UCF Charge On podcast. Have fun this weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Up next, Curt Cignetti, head coach at Indiana. He signed long-term, left probably some more money on the table to go elsewhere. Very interesting story about where we're headed in the college football world. We'll dig into that next.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on Game On.
Hard Rock Bet action is so sweet this time of year. Baseball postseason, football season in full swing, and the NBA is so close. I could smell it. Use the Stats Hub over on Hard Rock Bet. Bet with confidence when finding the hottest streaks, the latest line moves, and more, all on the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub. Build that confidence up before you go placing these wagers. I have been building my confidence up over the last couple of days on a little bit of a heater. Bengals plus the points last night. We've got more picks coming up later in the show. Stone Cold Locks right here on Game On. Everyone's invited to the Hard Rock Bet Party. Sign up, bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you can also score $150 in bonus bets. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Orlando, are you ready to rock it? My favorite beach getaway, Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
All lanes are blocked on I-95 northbound before State Road 50. Traffic's using the shoulder to get by. There's a crash off to the shoulder getting cleared up, slowing things down on I-95 southbound past LPGA Boulevard. The off-ramps partially blocked from I-4 westbound to Champions Gate Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Today's not just any day, it's your lucky day. Staples Easy Deal Days are extended now through October 18th. Easy Rewards members score up to 40% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. Head to your local Staples store or visit staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
We finally switched to T-Mobile because with them, we could be connected here and there.
Let's watch a movie.
And we have Netflix included to enjoy our favorite shows and movies.
¿Qué tal esta? Bacanísima, pero ya la vi.
Now the hard part is getting them to agree on a movie.
Switch today and get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus with Galaxy AI, all on the best network in the U.S. Visit a store, T-Mobile.com, or call 1-800-T-Mobile. 1-800-T-Mobile. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025.
All the headlines to get you ready for your football weekend. It's the Yingling Football Friday on 96.9 The Game. Are you ready for football this weekend? Don't forget to get your Yingling before kickoff.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula? No. Coffee? No.
So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See, doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo? Absolutely not.
Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
I'm part of a generation of men that don't read, but listen to podcasts.
Comedians Hassan Minaj and Ronnie Chen announced their co-headlining comedy tour is coming to Hard Rock Live due to Demand's second show added on November 16th at 4 p.m.
Watching baby boomers go on the internet now, it's like watching babies wandering into the kitchen by themselves. They open the oven, they turn it on, they stick their head inside. They're like, any pictures of my grandkids in here?
Don't miss Hassan Hates Ronnie, Ronnie Hates Hassan Live. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representation is vital. When your freedom's on the line, you need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's record speaks for itself. He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on 96.9 The Game. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Ice Cube is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I'm curious. I was reading some stuff on you, and it says even when you were pursuing your music career, you still attended a college and got an architectural drafting degree or something.
Definitely not a degree. It's more like a certificate.
Okay,
but I did complete the course.
But it was sort of your fallback.
It was my fallback, man. You know, we
How
was doing
important is that for young people?
dirty rhymes. You know, they was hardcore. We didn't know anybody was gonna hear that outside of our neighborhood. So I had to have something to fall back on.
Do you tell kids today to have a fallback plan?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nothing stands without a plan. So you can't. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's a bar.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. The UCF Knights are heard here. It's a free-for-all Friday. Let your voice be heard and see what you can get Bianchi and Kravitz all fired up about. Text us at 50857 or hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Now back to Game On.
Take us with you wherever you go on the iHeartRadio app. Even if you miss some of your favorite content throughout the course of the week, mowing the grass this weekend, sitting at a bar by yourself, whatever you're doing, you can take us with you. Game On the iHeartRadio app and make us your number one preset as well. We do appreciate that. We get extra points here. It's not like bonus money, but they just, a nice little pat on the head from management. So we do appreciate that. Head to Pizza Bruno.
Because management gets the bonus money.
Hey, that boy, they like pat the top of your head and then they give you free food. That's why we keep the job. Head to Pizza Bruno for your weekly pizza fix. Try my personal favorite, the spicy Stetson, crunchy pepperoni, dollops of ricotta cheese, and hot honey. It is so good. So our question today, it's free for all Friday, so you can text in anything that you want to know about us, and we will answer those questions or tackle those topics as they come in. But one that we thought of before the show with Anthony Richardson last week, snapping that rubber band and fracturing his orbital bone. What's the dumbest injury that you've ever sustained? A lot of guys on the text line sustaining dumb injuries out there. Somebody says, my wife called my name in the house. I looked her way quickly and pinched a nerve in my neck and shoulders. The doctor said that I needed surgery. It is amazing how quirky those nerve injuries can be. That's all it takes. I mean, how many times have you just slept wrong and it's the next week of your life?
Right.
You're just not the same person.
Yeah.
Can't move your head.
All the time.
All of a sudden you're like Michael Keaton in the Batman uniform. Like, I can't actually turn my head. Stuff happens all the time.
I actually did pull the hammy in the Spirit Splash. That did happen.
I believe that.
I should have never been in that pool with those youngsters.
I have a pulled hammy story as well, and it actually involves you. Do you remember when you challenged me to a foot race in the parking lot of this building?
Oh yeah.
I pulled my hamstring.
Well, that was your excuse for. Well, you were getting blown.
I'm not.
You were getting your doors blown.
This
anyway.
is not. This is not me using that as an excuse as to why I lost. I was going to lose anyway. But in trying to catch up to your speed, your old man speed, I pulled my hamstring. Actually, I think both times we had of all the competitions we've had, I'm pretty sure I've injured myself in all of them. When we had an arm wrestling competition one time, and my wrist hurt for the longest time after that. I think you use the old, I'm going to bend my wrist. I don't think that you were going by arm wrestling rule etiquette, but either way, that one. And then we played basketball, show versus show, and that was more of an injury of pride.
You and Austin Pistolka. You want to talk about?
I'm sorry, okay? I had to carry the team. Austin Pistolka didn't know what a layup was.
He knew what his layup like shattered the backboard. Huh?
Pistolka, bless his heart, is like pushing 3 bills. I'm over here trying to take on Chris Vasquez is like white Allen Iverson. And Bianchi's just over here just laughing. Meanwhile, I had the shot doctor who was on my team. He wouldn't play because he was scared of tearing his ACL. So I had a lot on my shoulders. Okay. True story. Speaking of injuries, by the way, did you see who's making a comeback tonight? Joel Embiid
is
playing basketball tonight.
Oh, okay, good.
He has been cleared. They play the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll see. His minutes restriction's probably going to be like 2.5 minutes. All right, that's it. So we needed to see there. Also, Dave Canales, the head coach of the Panthers, has said that the Panthers have made an internal decision as to who is going to get the majority of the carries. They're getting so many questions about Rico Dowdle. This is the power of fantasy football. Why else would anyone care?
No.
Why would beat reporters ask these questions as incessantly as I'm sure they are? It's because their inbox is full of people going, I need to know who's getting the carries. They refuse to divulge who the starting running back is. Dave Canales is treating this like it's a college football coach with a quarterback injury heading into a Saturday game day.
I mean, they've got to start Rico Dowdle, and you got to ride him until
he's looked like Earl Campbell the last 2 weeks.
Right. That would be just silly not to play. I mean, Chuba Hubbard.
Well, got to get Chuba his carries.
Well, they did pay Chuba, but well, I don't even know because I wasn't fault. What was Chuba doing before he got hurt? Was he?
Yeah, he's all right.
Is he okay?
He's been productive.
Yes.
He has not been bad. He didn't deserve to lose his job. But Rico Dowdle's been a top 5 running back in the NFL.
Wally Pipp didn't deserve to lose his job either.
Okay. If you get outplayed, you get outplayed.
Right.
Drew Bledsoe wasn't playing bad when Brady stepped in, but okay, the GOAT came calling. You gotta go. That's the way these things work. I just think it's funny the way that they're handling this. Well, we can't. Well, you wouldn't want to let the Jets know who's getting the bulk of the carries. If that's the difference between beating the Jets and losing to the Jets, you don't deserve to win. Okay? That's my official ruling on this. The judge has spoken.
Azalea Park Bob just texted in, on my way to Gainesville in the hopes of witnessing history. Napier's last game.
Yeah, it does feel like Napier's last stand. Go buy your Napier merch now because it's going to be ripped off the shelves after this weekend. More Game On the way. We've got a Kirk Cignetti topic we've been dying to bite into, so we've got that right around the corner right now. Game On steps to the side as we flip things over to Fox Sports for 60 seconds. The latest update in the sports world. Right back at it. Don't go anywhere.
Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Back at it, 4 o'clock hour here on Game On, broadcasting live in Orlando, Jacksonville, and Tallahassee. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Light us up on the Mills Air text line at 50857. A free-for-all Friday here. We'll take your talkbacks as well. Enter the Rage Cage. Let us know what you're thinking. Actually, Jaden, now that I'm thinking about it, we didn't get to Jake's talkback, the champion of our fantasy baseball league. Let's hear it.
Yo, BK, you're talking about Ric Flair, so it's time for the Ric Flair of the Fantasy Baseball League to check in with the dumbest injury ever. Is got to be Gus Frerotte. Scores a touchdown, headbutts the side paneling in the end zone, sprains his neck celebrating, and leaves the game. That's got to be the worst injury. I'll hang up and listen, BK. Y'all have a great one.
That's definitely up there. I'll always remember Gus Frerotte smacking his head into the what was the wall?
Yeah, the wall. Yeah,
but nothing. And I'm surprised that the winner of the fantasy baseball league that we do with our zone heads out there didn't nominate this one. Sammy Sosa missing a game because he sneezed.
Oh yeah,
that has to take the cake. That's a real story.
I mean, there are a lot of real dumb sports injuries. I thought we were trying to come up with our own.
Well, we were, but he was nominating one that happened in sports. This was from the ESPN.com article back in 2004. Turns out Sammy Sosa's injury, nothing to sneeze at.
That
is writing creativity. Love that. In the wake of Penn State firing James Franklin, I think Indiana knew what they had to do. The Nittany Lions were going to come calling. But not anymore. Indiana has reached an 8-year contract extension with Curt Cignetti that makes him one of the highest paid coaches in college football with an average annual salary of $11.6 million. Here's Cignetti talking about his commitment to the program.
My wife, Manette, and I love Indiana University, Bloomington, the state of Indiana, the people we've met. We have very strong feelings about President Whitten and Scott Dolson. And we've accomplished a lot here in a short amount of time, but still have a lot of work to do. So I couldn't be more proud to be a Hoosier, and I plan on retiring as a Hoosier. And the way that this state has embraced us and our success in football has meant more to me than anything else. So I just wanted to get on camera and let you know that Curt Cignetti is going to work daily to make Indiana the best they can be.
That right there is how you commit to a program. That's how you say it. That's how you sign it on the dotted line.
Gonna retire there. He's already retirement age. He's 64 years old. Now he's got what was it, a 9-year contract? $11.6 million a year.
I like it. It's like the old Colin Cowherd saying, don't out happy. If he's happy in Indiana and they're willing to pay, why would you go anywhere? Just so you can go.
Why would they pay? Why are you paying? Why are you committing 9 years of fully guaranteed money? Don't get me going. It is what it is.
What? Like
11
like he can't still coach in 9 years? I'm surprised that the older person on the show is writing someone off that's going to turn 70.
No, I don't care if he's 40 committing 9 years to him. All right. What if in 2 years Indiana goes back to being Indiana? What if they have 4 wins in 2 years? It's certainly possible.
Well, here's the thing: at Indiana, Indiana is actually the kind of program that you should endorse making a decision like this, because if they go back to being Indiana, they'll still keep them around because it's Indiana.
Maybe
it's these big established powers that really shouldn't be doing this, because the pressure is so high and the noise is so amplified that it doesn't matter if you're Bobby Bowden or Joe Paterno. The second things start to turn south, every fan wants you out of there. I don't think it works like that for the Hoosiers in football. Kurt Signetti could win 6 games
keep
every year for the next 10 years, and Indiana fans would go, remember those 2 years we were good?
Well,
we love him, and his family's nice.
If you think that's the case, go ask Mark Stoops if that's how it's at it. If that's how it is at Kentucky, because it's not.
Well, they're in the SEC.
They want him out. They want Mark Stoops out. All right. And Kentucky is sort of like Indiana.
Well, let me.
It's a basketball school where they don't really
Right.
care about football. And
there is something different about the middle of the country. I know it's a stereotype, but people are just nicer there. In the South, there's just different pressure when it comes to football. Close comparison doesn't completely line up, but Kentucky fans are foolish if that's actually their sentiment, because he's done a lot for that program.
It is their sentiment.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to the Kentucky football fan base.
I mean, I'll
lean on you for that.
There was a story a couple of weeks ago where, they were talking about Mark Stoops had to deny that he was going to accept a buyout. So, yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. I
30,000 foot view for me. I'm not day to day with Kentucky football, but pushing that man out is a really bad idea. So Kurt Signetti, let's just go down the list of accomplishments here. Big Ten Coach of the Year and National Coach of the Year by several organizations last year. His team is rolling right now. Just beat Oregon this past weekend. The Hoosiers are 17-2 under Kurt Signetti, including 11-1 against Big Ten opponents. He is awesome. And if you're not familiar with the persona of Kurt Signetti, I found the perfect montage to explain who he is and what he's all about.
What are we, 10-0?
You are 10-0 for the first time in program history, Coach.
Not bad. There's a lot of skeptics. There's a lot of doubters. I get it, right? Haven't beat a top 25 team. Nebraska's 25th in the coach poll. We beat their 56-7.
How are we not right now seated for a home game?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me. 126 years of Indiana football. Best season in Indiana history. Number 1 out of 126. We got our way of doing things, and, we kick ass and take names. We figured we'd just adopt SEC scheduling philosophy. Some people don't like it. I'm more focused in on those 9 conference games. We had to wake some people up and create some excitement. And after all, this is the entertainment business, too. We don't just beat top 25 teams, we beat the shit out of them. Oh. I know you guys have been waiting for me to say something crazy. That wasn't quite crazy.
It's fantastic.
I love the guy. I do love him.
How did this guy slip through the cracks the way that he did? James Madison to Indiana. He is exactly what you want in terms of recruiting, demeanor, confidence. He doesn't come across like a sleazy car salesman like we've seen for many years in the world of college football. Is it just simply ageism with him that it maybe took him a while? I don't know where he came from before James Madison or whatever.
I think it is. I think it's ageism. I think it's, even though he has a great personality, you look at him, he doesn't
look like a superhero like Scott Frost.
Yeah, not charismatic looking,
Yeah.
but he is charismatic. He is a charismatic guy. And, I'll say that, he's off the market now, obviously, right? He's off the market.
He would have been the hottest name at 64 years old. And I hope that it wakes some people up to not rule certain candidates out simply based on their age. People are living longer than ever. People are taking care of themselves better than ever.
This is Florida fans think, hey, we're just going to go hire Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's going to get him a big. He just signed a big extension last year. He'll get another one this year. So Gator fans, I know Billy Napier is going to be gone soon, but if you just think, hey, Lane Kiffin's going to come running to Gainesville, or you probably thought Kurt Signetti would want to come running to Gainesville. It ain't that easy. It ain't that simple.
And I think that is my biggest takeaway from all of this is that Signetti is willing to stay at Indiana. And Indiana, and he's not just staying there to stay there. He's one of the highest paid coaches in college football now.
11.6, right?
the financial parity that we are seeing across college football is something that we've never seen before. In the past, Indiana, I don't think would have ponied up this kind of money. Now they are. And it makes it difficult for the Floridas and the Florida States because you're not that much better than everyone else. Even Penn State. Now Penn State has to go into the coaching market. Are you that different from the programs that sit around you?
And here's the other thing. It used to be, hey, Florida, right in the middle of this recruiting rich state, so you can get all those, homegrown recruits. Well, guess where those homegrown recruits are going to go now? They'll go to Texas Tech if Texas Tech is paying them more money than Florida's paying them.
Yeah, the pipeline is simply willingness to spend money.
Right.
And willingness to spend money comes from boosters and fans getting excited about a team that produces. So that's become the new cycle is, are you getting your fan base excited? Then how willing are you to invest in that excitement? And that creates the pipeline, not where you are. Indiana, Florida, it's all the same.
Texas Tech has as much money to spend on players as Florida does. Okay? Texas Tech.
And right now they're better.
Yeah, and right now they're better. And there's going to be a lot of schools. Hell, Florida, that job opening's coming. Auburn's coming. Florida State, hell, they could be open if things go south even more this year. You could have some big time openings, and there ain't that many coaches to go around. That many hot candidates to go around. So
there's gonna be some old guy that gets a job that he's probably not qualified for because everyone wants to find their own Signetti.
Yeah, what about me? I'm still want to coach Georgia.
Is that George? You're getting back into coaching?
Hey,
wow.
Kid, I'm not that much young. I'm not that much older than Kick Signetti.
All right, George. You calm down now. Up next, am I intrigued or fatigued? Bianchi lays it on me right after this.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on Game On.
Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, WIN. That's WIN. Enter it now at 969thegame.com.
When you are looking for an air conditioning company in Florida, you want what you want in a car mechanic. You want honesty, reliability, and someone you can trust when things break down. That's exactly why I only use Ziegler Air Conditioning. Jason and the crew have been cooling Central Florida for over 40 years, and their reputation is built on doing the job right. They installed my Carrier unit. They keep it efficient. They make sure my warranty stays intact. And when disaster strikes, like my AC going down on Labor Day weekend, they show up. Within an hour, my house was cool again. My holiday was back on target. Other companies send text to upsell you a new system. Ziegler don't play that game. Their technicians are paid to fix your AC, not pad a commission check. All right. Plus, when you call, you get a real human being. You're not getting some recording or some phone tree. Meredith will answer the phone and make sure you are taken care of. Trust matters. That's why I go to Ziegler Air Conditioning. Call 407-245-8765. That's 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
The roadways are busy and so are emergency crews. Southbound lanes have reopened on I-95 before Challenger Memorial Parkway. Traffic starting to get by northbound on I-95. 2 left lanes are blocked, though. There's a crash on the ramp from I-4 westbound to Osceola Polk Line Road, slowing things down, and there's going to be a lot of bikes on the roadways today and over the weekend, so travel with caution. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks, all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
The weekend's here, which means I have yet another hot date with Prize Picks. We've got a full slate of football games, and we've got playoff baseball, too. And I can dive into all of it with Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app that is so easy. It makes the games a lot more exciting to watch. All you do is pick more or less on a player's stat projections, and in less than a minute, your lineup is set. Tonight, I have more on Shohei Ohtani's strikeout total, less on Cal Raleigh's hits, runs, and RBIs. And on Sunday, I have more on Trevor Lawrence's passing yardage total and less on Jalen Waddle's receiving projection. I love that you can mix and match sports and get all your favorite teams and athletes in your lineup at the same time. Prize Picks also invented Flex Play, so even if one pick misses, you can still double your money. And don't forget, they've got the injury reboot policy, so if one of your guys goes down early in the game, you're protected. Download the app today. Use my code BULLDOG to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code BULLDOG to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Straight Talk presents the math of more. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
If you want to buy or sell quickly, come Nickley.
Worried about buying or selling your home? Don't be. The Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty does real estate differently, with buying and selling solutions faster than you could say. More tape? Nationally ranked and locally loved, TNG sells homes 2 times faster for an average of over 20,000 more. Check out the Nickley Group's over 3,000 5-star reviews. Get a guaranteed cash offer for your home today. Visit thenickley.com.
Tailgating at the UCF game this weekend? It's just not complete without Yingling, the official domestic beer of the UCF Knights. More of 96.9 The Game's Football Friday coming up.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Hey, it's Ed Helms, host of Snafu, my podcast about history's greatest screw-ups. On our new season, we're bringing you a new snafu every single episode.
32 lost nuclear weapons. You're like, wait, stop? What?
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of history, a whole lot of funny, and a whole lot of fabulous guests. Paul Scheer, Angela and Jenna, Nick Kroll, Jordan Klepper. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Snafu with Ed Helms, and listen now.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on 96.9 The Game.
When I smoke weed, I get lost in the music. I like to isolate each instrument. The rhythmic bass, the harmonies on the piano, sticky melody.
Hey, careful, babe. There's someone crossing the street.
Sorry, I didn't see him there.
If you feel different, you drive different. Don't drive high.
It's dangerous and illegal everywhere. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer. With that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations, Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year. But it's more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25-plus Hourglass beers on tap every single day. Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. all day on Mondays. They even have wines, seltzers, ciders, something for everybody. Cozy up to the bar, get to know their friendly staff. Hourglass is a welcoming watering hole for the entire Orlando community, and they have a location right near downtown Orlando as well, on top of the one right around the corner from me in Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. So next time you need to unwind, skip the ordinary and raise a glass to the extraordinary. Raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
Hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeartRadio app.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, and you're listening to the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Nice and jazzy, Franz. Appreciate that. You know, I was thinking about this last night. I looked courtside when I was at the Magic game, and I saw a woman in a bright pink jumpsuit. And I said, that's got to be Angel Reese. And she was sitting there, and I heard through the grapevine that she was sitting there with Wendell Carter Jr.'s parents.
Mm-hmm.
So things are getting pretty serious between Dell and Angel Reese. I don't know. I don't even know how public their relationship is. It's just obviously she's at a lot of Magic games, and it would appear as though they're dating. But I don't know if they've made it public yet or not.
Oh, they've made it public.
Have they made it public? I don't know. I don't know all this stuff.
Yeah.
But she's kind of our Taylor Swift. If you think about it, she is the most notable celebrity that consistently shows up to Magic games, and she does so to support the player that's on the home team. She's kind of Orlando's Taylor Swift.
She is, although every time I've only seen her a couple times. Like I watch a lot of the games on TV, and they'll she doesn't like she's not vociferously cheering. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, everybody has their own way of support.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish she was a little more animated.
You know, that is interesting. It's Taylor Swift, one of the things that, whether you love or hate it when they show her on TV, I think part of the reason she gets the reaction that she does is because when they go to her, she's usually not just standing there stoically.
No.
She's reacting.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, what do you got?
All right, so we do a little thing every week on Friday because, you know, we watch a lot of sports over the weekend, and, you know, we spend most of our time talking about the teams that we're most interested in, but there are other games and sporting events out there that I want to ask you whether you're interested or not interested, you're fatigued, you're intrigued by these events. Let's start with
Oh, yes. I feel like I'm at the lounge.
Yeah, a little speakeasy music right here. Okay. The jazz piano. Yeah.
Jaden was so excited to play this.
I
could
like
tell.
it. I like it.
That's nice.
Like
It fits the vibe.
Yeah. All right. So Orlando City, they need a win tomorrow night. They're on the road. They're at Toronto. They're in the 7th spot in the Eastern Conference standings. All right. So if you're in the 7th spot, you're in the real playoffs. All right. But there are 2 wild card spots. They're only 1 point out of having to play in the wild card game. So are you intrigued, fatigued at Orlando City's match with Toronto?
I don't even know that I can answer either of these. I honestly, I forgot they were playing for a minute before you. Can you be tired?
I guess that would be fatigue.
If a tree falls in the, yeah, I guess I'll say fatigue.
You're fatigued. All right.
Yeah, I kind of got over the regular season, the middle of the summer, and the team they kind of plateaued, and then football season started, and I forgot that was happening.
Okay. Well, then I shudder to think about this. There are 3 races left in the NASCAR season.
Just hit the button.
Fatigued?
Next.
They're going to be in Talladega this week.
Mike, they could be racing in my neighborhood in Longwood. I would watch it.
3 races left. And then
in NASCAR?
And then the champion's going to be crowned.
I'm so out of touch. I did not know NASCAR was still happening. I thought you were talking about F1.
F1, they're happening this week. I think they're at the Circus of the Americas this week.
Fatigued.
Okay.
What is this, like 4 cars in F1?
All right, let's go to a little college.
Real competition.
Let's go to college football. All right. I'm just going to ask you which of these SEC games you are most intrigued with, because they're all intriguing. All right. Are you most intrigued with number 11 Tennessee at number 6 Alabama? Number 10 LSU at number 17 Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt favored in that game, by the way. Or number 5 Ole Miss at number 9 Georgia. Which of those games is most intriguing to you?
Ole Miss, Georgia. Georgia has not looked like the same Georgia. Their defense, I think, is susceptible to good offenses. That makes Ole Miss really interesting, because Ole Miss is 7.5-point underdog. To me, that feels like the kind of dog I want to be on. Trinidad Chambliss, pretty exciting quarterback. Lane Kiffin got something going over there with the Rebels. I think Ole Miss can win that game. I like a good underdog upset. I think Ole Miss, Georgia, most intriguing. And then if they lose that game, Georgia, I know the scoreboard at the end looked good against Auburn. They very well could have lost that game.
Right.
I don't think this Georgia team's very good.
How excited will Gator fans be if Napier loses, gets fired, and Lane Kiffin, the guy who they think they're going to get, beats Georgia? Huh?
I don't know that helps Florida, though. If he continues to solidify himself as the guy at Ole Miss, they have money. They'll pony up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at a wedding on Saturday, by the way, so I'm not going to be able to watch any of this, and it's kind of heartbreaking.
What about Southern Cal at Notre Dame? Intriguing or fatiguing?
Fatigue. I've kind of been over that rivalry since Leinart and Brady Quinn moved on to the NFL. It just hasn't really felt the same. That rivalry used to be one that I got jacked up about every year, but it just hasn't had the same pizzazz. USC's kind of good. I've kind of told myself, too, to not get excited about college football this weekend because I'm not going to be around. So I'm kind of selling myself on not being that intrigued by the slate.
All right, let's go to the NFL. Atlanta at San Francisco.
Oh, I'm so intrigued with that. Cannot wait for that one. That's highly intriguing to me. San Francisco is one of those teams that count them out at your own peril. That's when they'll show up. Atlanta has been one of the best teams in the NFL the last couple of weeks. A few weeks ago, they got blanked by the Carolina Panthers. Since then, their defense has been locked down. They just beat the Buffalo Bills in primetime. Now they're in primetime again. How do they look? Are we too drunk on Penix and this defense? I'm very intrigued to see how that plays itself out.
Intrigued or fatigued? Washington at Dallas.
Intrigued. Every game that Dallas plays is a fireworks show. If you want to have fun watching some football, if you thought last night with the old guys was fun, just wait till you see Jaden Daniels and Dak Prescott going up and down the field. If you have anyone in fantasy going in that game, they're going to go off.
Last couple. Intrigued or fatigued? Philadelphia at Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. It's on my locks list, so I'll save my analysis on it, but I really like that game.
Indianapolis at the LA Chargers. Intrigued or fatigued?
I'll say fatigued. Just because I feel like I have to say fatigued for an NFL game. So that one.
The biggest Colts hater I know is
they just both of these teams, I feel like at the end of the day, are going to let me down. So I don't want to get too
The
excited. about them.
Chargers don't really.
The Chargers don't play.
They don't intrigue me that much.
They're not that intriguing. They haven't been playing great. And
I mean, the Colts are intriguing. Chargers just aren't intriguing.
I'm worried about getting too amped about the Colts. They feel like that team that we're going to get all excited about, and then they're going to be a round one exit, and we're going to go, why did we get excited about them? It was like the Vikings from last year. They won all these games, and Sam Darnold's back, and then it amounts to nothing. I feel like Indianapolis is going to be that statistical darling, beating up on bad teams, and then they'll get to the playoffs and lose.
There you have it. Intrigued or fatigued.
Coming up next, the movers and shakers. What are they saying about the games this weekend? Mic'd up on the way right after this.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on Game On. How many times have I told you that International Diamond Center is Florida's direct diamond importer? They've been cutting out the middleman on diamonds for over 40 years. That's how they can guarantee a better price on every diamond they have. IDC has connections that go back for decades with the diamond miners and cutters from all over the globe. IDC's owner was once the supplier for jewelry stores all over the East Coast. So if you're getting engaged or upgrading her diamond, don't be fooled thinking some corporate-owned chain jeweler can come anywhere close to IDC in price, quality, selection, or customer service. And besides, wouldn't you rather buy from a local company? I would. IDC is locally owned by the same family since the 1980s. They have an incredible reputation for honesty and transparency and for being good citizens of the state of Florida. They're not a corporate-owned chain store that sends their profits to Wall Street. It's just a no-brainer. Highest quality diamonds, unbeatable value, no middleman markup, strongest warranties, unrivaled selection, and locally owned. Don't buy a diamond anywhere until you check out what they can do first. International Diamond Center in Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia.
When it's blazing outside and your AC is acting up, folks, that's not just a minor inconvenience. That is a full-blown crisis. That's why I trust Mills Air. They don't cut corners. They don't play games. They just deliver every single time. Think of them as the MVP of keeping your home nice and cool. Whether it's routine maintenance, fast repairs, or downright emergency, Mills Air is going to keep your home comfortable and energy efficient all season long. They've been doing that for Orlando homeowners and business owners since 1992. They've been my trusted resource for years and years now. Mills Air is also a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. What does that mean for you? It means they offer rebates up to $1,275 for a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always rely on the family-owned and operated Mills Air. Don't wait till the fourth quarter. Call Leon and the crew today. Schedule your appointment and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. The number to call, 407-277-1159, and online at millsair.com.
Tools Ace Hardware is your neighborhood home maintenance expert. With 14 convenient locations across Central Florida, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere, you'll find Benjamin Moore Paint, steel outdoor power equipment, sales and service, grills and outdoor cooking from Big Green Egg to Traeger, everyday hardware solutions. Visit their new Windermere location or any Tools Ace Hardware near you. Shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our Cigar of the Week. And this week's Cigar of the Week is a legendary smoke over at Corona. It's the Corona Dominican Selection Natural Robusto. Here's why. A lot of cigar factories out there trying to make big, huge, bold cigars to make a statement for their brand. The guys over at Corona built a beautiful, mild, buttery, creamy cigar so you can enjoy it every single day. Very approachable, very rich, and this is why it's one of their favorite cigars. Grab a box today because you can't beat this price. $79.95 a box. That's 38% off retail, usually going for $130. This is a great smoke. You're going to love it. It's the Corona Dominican Selection Natural Robusto, and it is your Cigar of the Week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
At Skechers, comfort is a technology. That's right. You don't just make a shoe and hope it comes out comfortable. It takes research, innovations, compounds, engineering, and so much more to feel so comfortable you'd swear you're wearing pillows on your feet. We have features like Skechers Air-Cooled Memory Foam and fits like Relax Fit, Stretch Fit, Wide Fit, Arch Fit, and so many more to make the shoe feel like it was custom-made just for your foot. Plus, we have hands-free Skechers Slip-ins technology. Just step in and go. Find yours at a Skechers store at Skechers.com or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
Today's not just any day, it's your lucky day. Staples Easy Deal Days are extended now through October 18th. Easy Rewards members score up to 40% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. Head to your local Staples store or visit staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
Catch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season long on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app sponsored by First Horizon Bank. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
That's not a very good question. Tramel Jones is the backup quarterback.
That I like. I have no problem at all with a coach or a player calling out a member of the media. Not a problem for me. That right there is how you handle it. Well done, Billy Napier.
But Billy Napier is a laid-back guy. I will guarantee you, we're blasting Brian Kelly. I like a guy who's fiery. I covered Steve Spurrier in his day. Steve Spurrier would call me sometimes at 7 o'clock in the morning. The column he didn't like, and he'd be yelling at me at 7 o'clock in the morning, waking me up out of bed. Bianchi, what was that stupid column you wrote? Bianchi.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game.
Magic guard Jalen Suggs isn't putting a timetable on his return to the court after last season's knee injury, but he says he'll hit the ground running when he does. College football rolls on tomorrow. It'll be UCF hosting West Virginia. Knights looking to stop their own 3-game losing streak there. And with rumors of other job offers swirling, Indiana football coach Kurt Cignetti has signed an 8-year, $93 million extension. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810 Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810 or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeartRadio app. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Mic'd Up brought to you by Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, the perfect weekend beach getaway, not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. And right now, they have a Florida resident special, 20% off room rates plus a free $50 food and beverage card. Oh, make your reservations at hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach. All right,
Best plate of hummus I've ever had in my life was at that Hard Rock.
they've got their restaurant. It's good. Really good. All right, let's start mic'd up with, so we've been talking a lot this week about Baker Mayfield and how he's just not only having an MVP type season, he is the spiritual, emotional leader of the Buccaneers. We certainly saw that last week on 3rd and 14 when the Bucs were trying to pull out the win, and he makes this incredible escape run where he escapes a pass rush, dives headfirst for the first down. Here was Todd Bowles being asked what he was thinking about during that run.
First impressions was go down, tuck the ball away, you're gonna get killed. Then he broke out of the pocket. Okay, slide. Then he goes to the left. Oh my God, he's getting ready to get killed. And this guy's crazy. I think he's gonna make it. It's like good job, Baker. And then you go to the next play.
Who is this person? I don't recognize Todd Bowles. You guys don't understand how boring this man was for years. Now all of a sudden, he's got all this personality every week. This is awesome.
Todd Bowles. That's what I was doing too when I was watching it. Yeah, get down, go. Get that first down. It was all. That was an awesome. That's the play of the year, in my opinion. Play of the year.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah. I might have to go through the list, but that one's on the short list.
Well, we saw another quarterback sort of resurrect himself last night. Old Joe Flacco, 40 years old. Everybody giving up on him. The Browns trade him. He ends up in Cincinnati. And what did he do last night? 342 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, leads the Bengals, who'd lost 4 straight over the Steelers last night. Here was Joe Flacco after the game.
It was a lot of fun. But there's your mind's not necessarily thinking that way for the full 60 minutes. Obviously, the last 7 seconds, but even that, there's 3 seconds, they got a Hail Mary off. You're still, I've been through enough of these to wait until that clock hits 0 to be excited. So I love doing this. I've been doing it for such a long time. When you're out there with the guys and you're doing what you want to do and you're having success and you can look in each other's eyes and just like you get that feeling, of bonding with somebody else and just it's a lot of fun. And it's a lot more fun when that clock hits 0 and you've gotten the job done.
I always bring this up when somebody asks, why didn't the guy just retire? I think I've told you this before. Patrick Ewing, when he was with the Magic, I asked him one time, I go, and the Magic weren't good. I go, why don't you just retire? And he goes, why would I retire? He goes, I'm making about $4 million a year. I'm having fun. I get to travel around the country. I get to play basketball. Why would I retire? That's sort of like Joe Flacco.
Yeah. I mean, these guys they're playing a kid's game for a lot of money. That sounds like a good time. If you're not bogged down by the film watching and it's all the other stuff. I mean, all these guys, if all they had to do was play, they would play until their knees fell off in all of these sports. It's the preparation for the season and it's the ramp up to the game itself. That's the kind of stuff that these guys give up on. They never want to stop playing. And Flacco's a natural. He is a natural professional quarterback.
The guy still has an arm.
Yeah.
I mean, he can
make the thing. Both of those guys last night, as old as Rodgers and Flacco are relative to athletics, they both looked phenomenal last night.
What about Flacco with the RPO last night?
That's a great play call by Zach Taylor. Talk about a play no one saw coming. And how about this? This was a quote from Mike Tomlin. This is something we hadn't played on this show, but a phenomenal quote from Tomlin last week. He said, Andrew Berry, that's the GM of the Browns, must be a lot smarter than me because it doesn't make a lot of sense to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. That's just my personal feeling. And then Mike Tomlin lost to the guy.
Right.
Because the Browns traded Joe Flacco to the Bengals.
Yeah. Well, the Browns now have another starting quarterback by the name of Dylan Gabriel, who's been getting pressured and beaten up behind that Cleveland offensive line. Here's Dylan Gabriel being asked how he's handling the beating he's taken in the NFL.
Yeah, my mom used to beat my ass when I was a kid, so I don't think anything will live up to it. My mom, no, I'm just playing around, but I'm good. It's part of football, you know what I mean? That's why you play it. We're good.
My mom used to whoop me when I was a kid. I mean, I didn't have a dad, so my mom was the disciplinarian. You think his mom whooped him? I think so. I think he was telling the truth.
I don't know. I think it was just something he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, these new age parents. I'm a new age parent. We don't hit our kids.
Nah.
That's not a thing anymore.
Okay.
DG he's a young guy. And they're from Hawaii. Everyone's laid back there.
Those old school Hawaiians. You don't want to mess with them.
Samoans are pretty tough. Just ask the Bloodline. It's a WWE reference.
All right, Florida State, Mike Norvell, obviously he's under the gun. They've lost 3 straight. Here's Mike Norvell talking about what the sentiment of the team is and what it should be heading into this week's game with Stanford.
Care about every past player that has come before, the past coaches, what it is to be a Florida State Seminole, the expectations of this program. There's nobody, and I can stand for it. There's nobody that wants it more than I want it, right? And I will, with everything that I have. So the internal is there, but it's also because of who. It's because of what that I get to represent. I mean, being the head coach here, I want it all. I want this program to be seen, celebrated. I want us to win every damn game, every day. I want all that we do, how we represent it, in within the community, within the development of these student athletes.
Yeah, I want to pair that clip with what Billy Napier said earlier this week when asked about James Franklin getting fired and him still having a job.
Look, I don't think anything's changed. I mean, I think that happens every year. It's what we sign up for, right? They pay us, they compensate us well, so these are challenging jobs, in today's climate in particular. So, look, we're all men, we're all competitors. We understand we live in a production world, and you got to produce, right? So there's no running from that. I mean, so it was that way when we signed up for it in the very beginning. They used to not pay us as well as they do now. So, but when you do get compensated and the amount of revenue that's generated in our game, I think the compensation, it's fair. I have no issue with that. I think if you're at a place that doesn't have high expectations, then how much fun is that?
I think these coaches, I mean, we always talk about the compensation and the buyouts and the money. And you heard Mike Norvell. Billy Napier had another clip on the SEC teleconference where he was talking about, like, his son was talking to him. He goes, "Dad, we really need to win this week," because his son's hearing the noise out there as well. I mean, they do make a lot of money. I don't really have a whole lot of sympathy for somebody who gets fired and gets $20 million or $50 million. But it does. Even if you're a rich football coach, it still is a blow to your ego when you get fired.
I would have to homeschool my kid, because that's the thing that would kill me the most, that my kid would be bullied at school because my team wasn't winning football games. And that stuff happens, and you're living in that town. So you're not just sending your kid to a school that might have a Gator fan. You're in Gainesville. They're all Gator fans. That's a tough spot to be in.
Ron Zook said the other day when he was speaking to the Orlando Touchdown Club, when he was at the height of his unpopular stint in Gainesville, his wife would go to the store and she wouldn't use the credit card because she didn't want people to see the name Zook.
Yeah. That's why we had the conversation earlier this week. Is it part of the pay? Up next, we want to hear from you. Hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback. You can also text in 50857. Better to forget it. Our whole 5 o'clock hour loaded up. We got so much to get to around the corner here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on Game On. I was in Walmart the other day. They already got the Christmas trees out. The Christmas present stuff is out there. What better gift for you and your family this holiday season than the peace of mind of a tailored investment portfolio just for you? All right. Call my friends at Trajan Wealth today for your complimentary consultation. When I met with Trajan Wealth, I got straight talk, not a sales pitch. They reviewed my plan, explained my options, helped me move over an old 401k I'd been ignoring. Now I've got a clear strategy that's built around my goals. They're fiduciaries, so their loyalty is to you. They don't make money unless you make money. They're not selling a product, all right? And founder Jeff Jr. is a Marine veteran who runs Trajan Wealth with that same Semper Fi, always faithful code, all right? Always faithful to protecting and growing your financial future. This holiday, give yourself and your family the gift of peace of mind. Call Trajan Wealth today, 407-213-0000, or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule that free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. How do you help buyers and sellers compete and win in this market?
Very similar ways for both. I consider us to be in a buyer's market right now where prices are slowly sliding back to reality. And so I tell buyers, instead of coming in with like a super low offer to try and lowball a seller, let's give them what they're asking for, but let's ask for some concessions back. And we can use that money to buy down your rate, save, $150, $200 a month on your mortgage. And it's the same on the seller side. I tell them we have to price things appropriately. I'll tell you what to repair, what not to repair, but then I also set the expectation of we are in a buyer's market. So buyers are going to be asking for some of that money back to help them buy down the rate. As long as those expectations are set from the start, I think it's pretty easy to succeed in today's market.
When it comes to real estate, experience matters. Trust Kevin Krager to guide you right along. Search him by name on Facebook or call him 407-702-4635.
Emergency crews are blocking the ramp from Princeton Street to I-4 westbound. There's an accident off to the shoulder now on US 27 northbound before Florida's Turnpike, slowing things down. The off-ramp's partially blocked from I-4 westbound to Osceola Polk Line Road. There's going to be a lot of bikes on the roadways today and through the weekend, so travel with caution. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word WOW right now to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
The weather's getting nicer and it's time to head out to Victoria Hills. Challenge yourself on a Ron Gall design that's unique to Florida's landscape. And now you can get a $70 gift certificate for just $35 at CentralFloridaSaves.com. That's good for you and a friend at most tee times at Victoria Hills Golf Course in D-Land. To get this $70 gift certificate for $35 and all the deal details, head on over to CentralFloridaSaves.com. That's CentralFloridaSaves.com.
Today's not just any day, it's your lucky day. Staples Easy Deal Days are extended now through October 18th. Easy Rewards members score up to 40% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. Head to your local Staples store or visit staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's a party in your pocket.
The free iHeartRadio app. Live radio, playlists for everything, and the most podcasts on the planet.
And with one tapping, all become presets.
Make sure the free iHeartRadio app is on your smartphone now.
The #1 app for radio.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on 96.9 The Game. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Okay, here's the Mount Rushmore. Fudge Sundae has to be on there. That is the most classic.
Talking about a hot
fudge sundae.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of brownie in there. A traditional cheesecake. We were talking New York style creme brulee. Okay.
Creme brulee is at the top of my list.
You're going to torch the top of that thing, make it nice and crusty at the top, but in a good way. And then the fourth is the molten lava cake. Chili's really made this popular. That's where you kind of have the little, it's like a triangle brownie, and you poke the top of it, and then this hot fudge goes dripping down the side. That's a howl, isn't it?
That's a howl. Those are all howl. That's a much better Mount Rushmore of desserts than Mount Rushmore sports movie.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
Central Florida, do you know how lucky we are? We are so spoiled to have International Diamond Center right here in Orlando. This is Florida's premier diamond destination. They are a direct importer. That means no middleman, just incredible prices on sparkling natural diamonds of every shape and size. Handpicked from the world's elite diamond cutters. And IDC doesn't stop there. You'll find the biggest selection of bridal rings anywhere in the state, all the iconic designer names, plus thousands of exclusive handcrafted American-made settings. IDC even offers custom designs, so your ring is one of a kind. And for watch lovers, IDC is your source for pre-owned luxury Rolexes, meticulously curated models like the Submariner, Sky Dweller, and Batman, all in pristine condition. Some have never even been worn. IDC is family-owned, Florida-grown, never a corporate chain. This is the Jeweler Orlando Trust. Get details now at shopidc.com.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR, HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Free never sounded so good. It's a free-for-all Friday. Let your voice be heard and see what you can get Bianchi and Kravitz all fired up about. Text us at 50857 or hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Now back to Game On.
Fridays get fiery at Wing House with Lingerie Fridays, where the Wing House girls turn up the heat while serving your favorite wings. It's the ultimate way to kick off your weekend. Great food, bold flavors, unforgettable views. 3 Central Florida locations. Wing House, good food, beautifully served. You can text in right now for your chance at today's prize. We've got tickets to FSU Wake Forest that's next week. Quick guess. I don't expect anyone to know this off the top of their heads. How many wins does Mike Norvell have as the FSU head coach? We'll answer that coming up in 60 seconds. You can answer it on the text line at 50857. Bet it or forget it, 60 seconds away.
It's 5 o'clock. That means it's time for the Yingling Football Friday Happy Hour with Game On 96.9 The Game. Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz is back. Time to see if they're ready to put their money where their mouth is. Let's get into another round of Bet It or Forget It.
Top of the 5 o'clock hour, the world-famous daily segment, Bet It or Forget It, brought to you by the leader in peer-to-peer betting across the world, Better Edge. If you're tired of taking on the house, it's time to start betting against your buddies. You can bet against me as well over on Better Edge. This week's Beat Branding competition is live. $5 to enter. We are picking 6 games across college and the NFL. It's the same picks as our Yingling six-pack, which Bianchi and I will go head-to-head on.
I was 6-0 last week, by the way.
That he was. Thankfully, Bianchi did not sign up for the Beat Branding competition because he would have taken all of my money. Instead, I was the winner of the competition. So thank you for not signing up for that. Beat Brandon is the promo code over on betteredge.com for $20 upon your first arrival. Answer to the question, how many wins does Mike Norvell have as Florida State's head coach? Would you like to take a quick guess as to what he's sitting on right now heading into Stanford? Carry the one.
It's
divided by 3.
29.
Not too far off. 36. 36 and 30 during his time at Florida State. All right, Prodigy, hit the music. Let's kick things over to the Bulldog.
It is time for the critically acclaimed, wildly popular game show, Bet It or Forget It. Let's start with the game last night. So Joe Flacco, we've been talking about that, was unbelievable. 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, rallies Cincinnati to a 33-31 victory over the Steelers. After the game, Cincinnati's fans were chanting this.
The Bengals fans. 33-31 victory over the Steelers, and if you can hear it, the crowd is saying, "Thank you, Cleveland."
Thank you, Cleveland. Thank you, Cleveland. You mentioned this. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin said earlier in the week, why would they trade their starting quarterback to a team in the division, talking about the Bengals? Bet it or forget it. Tomlin's right. The Browns should be ashamed of themselves for trading slow Joe Flacco within their division.
Yeah, bet it. It's against the code. I don't care if you don't believe in your team. You don't do that in the NFL. There are 3 teams in the league that everyone should not be trading with. And those are the 3 teams inside of your division.
Especially a starting quarterback when the team that you're trading to is in desperate mode.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns aren't knocked out of anything yet. They could. What if Dylan Gabriel was the second coming? Their defense is good. You basically just say, we don't believe that we are good enough to win anything before we even get to Halloween. I just think it's an embarrassment. But of course, it's the Browns.
Right. All right, Gators coach Billy Napier and Miami Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel are on the scalding hot seat. Bet it or forget it. By the time we come on the air Monday, both Napier and McDaniel will have been fired.
Oh, wow. That is an actual possibility. I'm going to say forget it. Forget about it. It feels like Stephen Ross doesn't want to do the middle of the season firing thing. Just the vibe that I get. I think he really likes Mike McDaniel, wants it to work. And I don't think you have to get out in front of it in the NFL as much as you do in college, because you're asking so many people for money in the college ranks, and you want to get that coaching search started. The NFL, what do you gain? If the team hasn't given up on the coach, or the coach isn't embarrassing you on the sidelines every week like Callahan was with the Titans, the guy didn't even know the rules.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel only embarrasses you when he gets in front of the microphone.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't fire him. Just don't let him do press conferences anymore. Let him take the fun. I think maybe that's the answer. I think McDaniel's going to make it another few weeks.
All right, we've been talking about Curt Cignetti. He just signed a new 8-year contract that will make him one of the highest paid coaches in college football. So essentially, he's off the candidate list for the Gators or anybody else. In fact, I'm going to say this. I think all the hot candidates including Lane Kiffin, will be locked up by their current schools at some point during the season. Bet it or forget it, the Gators are going to end up with USF's Alex Golish as their new head coach.
Bet it. I thought that since he rolled into Gainesville, got the win, hey, buddy, you might want to look at property while you're there, because I think that's exactly the kind of coach that they should be going after. A guy that is at a lower level, that's had a lot of success with less, and a motivator. You know, the thing with Billy Napier,
well, I don't know if he's had a lot of success. He's had like a year or two of success.
His teams clearly play above themselves. That's what I mean by success.
Okay.
I mean, the USF hasn't been great,
Right.
but I think his teams,
They're ranked.
when
They're
they
ranked.
play teams that they should get smoked by, they typically stand up against those teams. Miami being the exception to that. But for the most part, you go back a year ago and they played Alabama, they went toe-to-toe with that team. His teams always play tough. You have to either outsmart your competition, out-recruit your competition, or you have to have fire. That's the only way to be successful in college. And I'm not sure Billy Napier is doing any of those things at an exceptional level.
Yeah.
Golish can at least get you fired up.
Right. Magic finish off the preseason with a 4-0 record. They win last night against the Pelicans. First guy off the bench was Jonathan Isaac. He had an efficient evening with 13 points in 13 minutes, 6 of 7 shooting from the field, 6 rebounds. We haven't talked a lot about Jonathan Isaac this preseason. Bet it or forget it. Jonathan Isaac, the player nobody is talking about, is going to be the 6th man of the year this year in the NBA.
Forget it. Forget about it. I haven't sold stock on Jonathan Isaac, but I've sold stock on expecting anything from Jonathan Isaac because of the injury history that he has. And last year he was healthy, but he diminished as a player. He blamed that on the weight that he had put on going into the season. He looks more trim. I thought the Jonathan Isaac that we saw last night was one of the best Jonathan Isaacs that I've ever seen, but he's just one of those players that you can't consistently rely on. He's never really, when he's given his full minutes and effort, never been able to stay healthy on the basketball court. I think the Magic have done a really good job building this roster, and they've made Jonathan Isaac a luxury item for them. If he's out there and you can bring a defensive piece like that off the bench, wow, what a help to your team. But they don't need Jonathan Isaac to be successful.
All right, my Jaguars take on the Rams in London this weekend. After this game, the Jaguars' next 5 games are Raiders, Texans, Chargers, Cardinals, and Titans. Bet it or forget it. No matter what happens on Sunday, based on their schedule alone, the Jaguars are a shoo-in to make the playoffs.
No matter what happens?
On Sunday.
I'll say forget it.
Let me read that again. Raiders, Texans, Chargers, Cardinals, and Titans.
All of a sudden, the Texans and the Chargers are auto dubs for the Jaguars?
Mediocre to below average.
You never know what you're going to get from the Cardinals. They're a total flip of the coin. I'm not going to say that this is a must-win game, but if they lose, I'm not going to guarantee them a playoff spot. If they win, I will. I'll do that. So big game in that regard. And I really like the Jaguars this weekend. More on that coming up in the next segment.
Back to the Gators. Obviously, they're playing Mississippi State on a homecoming this weekend. Bet it or forget it. Mississippi State coach Jeff Lebby seems to have the Bulldogs moving in the right direction in only his 2nd season. If they beat the Gators on Saturday, he might emerge as a candidate to replace Billy Napier.
Forget it. Forget about it. I think they're going to go with somebody that's perhaps accomplished a little bit more than a bottom dweller in the SEC. You got to wow the fan base. Jeff Lebby's not going to wow the fan base. I don't know. Mississippi State's not been a very good program lately.
Speaking of homecoming, it's homecoming at UCF. I have participated in the Spirit Splash, in which UCF has a big pep rally and everybody jumps into the reflection pond and splashes around. Bet it or forget it. Kravitz, even though I never went to UCF and you did, you've never participated in Spirit Splash.
Bet it.
Oh, that's sad. That is sad. That is.
I don't see the appeal. What,
Oh
I wanna
my God.
Run into a fountain with 10,000 people.
The tradition. College. Have fun out there with your classmates. Drink a little beer. Get in the pond. Huh?
Yeah, that's just. It sounds too busy. It's too many people. I don't like getting wet. If I wanted to go to the pool,
you sound like you were a real blast in college. No wonder you got no dates.
I got dates. I just made them pay for dinner.
All right, last one. FSU's a 17.5-point favorite over Stanford. Bet it or forget it. If Florida State somehow, some way loses to Stanford, there will be a movement to bring Jimbo Fisher back to Tallahassee.
Yeah, started by Jimbo Fisher. I'll say forget it. No, I don't
Forget
think so.
about it.
I think FSU fans still feel kind of burned by him.
Okay.
I like this idea that you have, though, with Florida and Florida State. This is bring back. Do what UCF did. Just bring back your old coaches. Why go? Why go
Dan
into
Mullen?
yeah.
Bring back Dan Mullen, Jimbo Fisher. Why not?
Why go into a new pool when you can go into an old dusty pool? I think that's what they say. It's Spirit Splash too. Same exact line.
Sometimes that old pool looks pretty good.
I've never understood. Why would I want to go run into a fountain with 10,000 people? That doesn't sound fun. If I wanted to go into the water, I'd just go to the neighborhood pool or go to the beach. Why would I go to the fountain?
As George O'Leary once said, you're a day walker. That's all you are.
Hard to deny it.
No school spirit.
Up next, our favorite uncle, Uncle Paulie, drops by, plus my stone cold locks of the week. Don't go anywhere.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on Game On.
Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANG. That's BANG. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
You know, Florida's howling winds and storms can hit your home like a hard-charging linebacker, while the heat and humidity can suffocate you like a stifling defensive line. Is your home ready for the challenge? Is it? Renewal by Andersen windows are built to tackle Florida's toughest conditions. Made with Fibrex, a material, by the way, that is twice as strong as vinyl. These windows provide the ultimate combination of strength, durability, and energy efficiency. Every day, Renewal by Andersen replaces windows that can't stand the heat or the winds for that matter. So don't settle for windows that aren't up to the task. Protect your home and loved ones with windows designed to withstand Florida's extreme weather while keeping your home comfortable and beautiful year-round. And this month, you'll save 20% on all replacement windows and patio doors with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. How good is that? Add Smart Glass or Smart Sun Glass, and you'll reduce heat loss, stay comfortable year-round, and keep that Florida sunshine flowing in. So whether you're listening in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or up in Jacksonville, trust the team that builds for Florida's toughest conditions. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. That's bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets savings.
Betting exchanges have become the new craze in sports betting, and there is no one on the internet that does it better than BetterEdge. So transparent, so honest, so user-friendly. BetterEdge gives you that little extra advantage that you need. I've said it many times. I've bet on sports for a while. I did not start making money consistently until I started using BetterEdge. I also share competitions every Friday that we can dive into together as well. My Beat Brandon Challenge. Sign up for the first time, get $20 on the house. Just use the promo code BeatBrandon when you sign up at BetterEdge.com or on the BetterEdge app.
On your ride this afternoon, you're going to get caught up in some slowdowns on most of the major roadways. There's also a crash on 408 westbound at 436, slowing things down bumper to bumper on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area into that Champions Gate area. Stop and go on the Turnpike northbound before US 192. And there's going to be a lot of bikes on the roadways, so travel with caution. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Hurry! Mattress Firm's Upgrade Your Sleep sale ends soon. See their sleep experts today to find your perfect bed from their premium selection and save big on better rest. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
Whether it's the tailgate party, cheap seats, or the couch, football is better with a Yingling, the official domestic beer of the UCF Knights. Yingling Football Friday continues on 96.9 The Game.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
Attention, all Florida State Seminole fans and alumni. Did you know that 71,000 Noles have FSU specialty license plates? The FSU license plate is the simplest way to convey your school spirit and support academic excellence via scholarships. FSU even provides a $25 rebate for first-time buyers. Stop by your local tax collector's office and get an FSU tag today, or find out more at mytag.fsu.edu. Go Noles.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
All you home buyers out there, mortgage rates keep going down and inventory's up. And the Nickley Group is helping buyers save an average of $24,000 by negotiating rate buydowns, seller concessions, and the Hometown Heroes program, where first responders, teachers, nurses can save up to $25,000 in down payment and closing costs. And when you buy through the Nickley Group, you're not just getting a house, you're getting a team, free moving trucks, free home warranty, and more. Download their free buyer's guide at thenickleyGroup.com. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
It's Halloween season. And the free iHeartRadio app has everything you need to make it a screaming good time. Like Halloween Radio,
where we ghosted the commercials.
Trick or Treat Radio, just for the kids. Plus, explore curated Halloween playlists perfect for party vibes and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Halloween, and listen now.
Radio.
Embers Only is brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. CoronaCigar.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
You owe me an apology for Florida State. I think you owe me an apology.
Okay.
You're so negative, and I'm just being a realist. I'm not sure that one win makes them that good.
You're right. You were right. I owe you an apology. I'm sorry. You were absolutely right. I meant to lose to a double-digit underdog in Pitt, to lose to a double-digit underdog in Virginia, to lose. What was the other team they lost to?
Miami.
That's understandable. But, I mean, hell, James Franklin just got fired for losing the double-digit underdog. Right?
Just wrote that down. 447. I'm making that a promo.
I was wrong about Florida State, okay? I understand. Doctors bury their mistakes. Sports talk radio hosts utter theirs.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
If a baby is giggling in the back seat, they're probably happy. If a baby is crying in the back seat, they're probably hungry. But if a baby is sleeping in the back seat, will you remember they're even there? When you're distracted, stressed, or not usually the one who drives them, the chances of forgetting them in the back seat are much higher. It can happen to anyone. Parked cars get hot fast and can be deadly. So get in the habit of checking the back seat when you leave. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Dolphins play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
We're deep into the Yingling Football Friday happy hour, and picks are going to start flowing. If you have plans for the rest of the evening, I would cancel them. And look at that. Just as I just threw a scallop to the back of my throat during the commercial break, here he comes, our favorite uncle.
Let's hear from Uncle Paulie, huh? With today's Wise Guy Special.
I'm going to make him an offer then.
Well, hello, Mikey. It's your boy.
Good to see you, Paulie.
It's good to see you. I was just eating scallops in the break room. These people on real radio eat like kings. I took a beating last week. My face looks like a bruised peach. But much like Rocky in 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I got off the mat. And I'm ready to go more rounds with the college football and NFL world. They trying to hold me down, Mikey, but I'm like it. I'm like the in-laws on Thanksgiving. I ain't leaving. Turns out these Bucks ain't so bad. Sitting there 5-1, Baker Mayfield, MVP chance. Ever heard of them? The vibes ain't been this high in Tampa since Mons Venus opened up. But I got bad news. The Motor City's revving up the engines. And I got a fun fact for you. The combo of Dan Campbell and Jared Goff, a smooth 11-0 against the spread after a loss. The Bucks are in trouble, Mikey, and they'll be walking the plank come Monday night. Give me the Lions, -5.5. And you, my friends, can forget about it.
Ollie almost choked getting
a little bit
about it.
A little bit. I think I had like a chia seed back there or something. Let's get to these locks.
Stone Cold Locks.
Give me the hell yeah. Stone Cold Locks rocking and rolling after last week. 3-2. I can feel the momentum starting to build. 14-17 on the season. See if this week we can climb back to 500 on the year. No time to waste. Jaden, hit the music. All the picks reflect this morning's odds over on Hard Rock Bet. And this number, by the way, not available anymore. Louisville +13.5 against the Miami Hurricanes. A Friday night game in the ACC and an underdog catching nearly 2 touchdowns. Be still my beating heart. Miami hasn't really been tested in a while. We thought that Florida would be that. They weren't. We thought that Florida State would be that. They weren't. And part of it is the fact that Miami is a really good team, but Miller Moss, the quarterback at Louisville, he can move the ball for the Cardinals. And defensively, I think the Cardinals can put some pressure on Miami. They rank 6th in success rate allowed. They lead the nation in EPA allowed on defense. The Cardinals keep it close. Louisville plus the points. Lock it up. West Virginia, team total under 18.5 going up against UCF. This should be a UCF spot. Homecoming, Spirit Splash, all of that stuff. I don't know what to expect from this offense. Taven Jackson is starting, but I don't know that he's actually 100%. UCF can move the ball, but they have real issues when they get to the red zone. So I just simply don't trust UCF's offense enough to back them minus the 7.5. West Virginia's offense, though, my God, are they bad. 129th in third down conversion rate. Their quarterback hasn't surpassed 81 yards in the last 2 weeks. They're turnover machines, and UCF's defense has been the strength of this team. They just shut down Cincinnati on the road in the second half last week. UCF's defense is going to show up big against West Virginia. I'll take their team total under at 18.5. Lock it up. Heading on over to the NFL. Heading on over to the mean streets of London. I like the Jaguars this week. +3 against the Rams. No Puka, big problems. The Rams' offensive success is predicated on the mismatches that he creates. And without him, they are limited in their ability to create explosive plays. And I don't know if you've noticed this, the Jaguars' defense is pretty good when they're not getting lit up by Jackson Smith and Jigba. I don't like the fact that the Rams are showing up on Saturday. I don't think that's smart. Body clock malfunctions. Take the dog. Lock it up. Browns -2.5 against the Miami Dolphins. Bad weather equals bad Tua. That's all you really need to know. The Dolphins are on the verge of implosion, and it's honestly impressive how they've been able to cover spreads these last few weeks. They can't win games, but they've been covering. But this is a bad team, and this is a really bad matchup for them. The Browns want to get after the quarterback. The Dolphins have a bad offensive line. The Browns want to run the ball. The Dolphins can't stop the run. They have the second worst pass blocking grade in the NFL. Good luck against Myles Garrett. And this is going to be like sideways rain in this one. Dylan Gabriel should feel comfortable enough to get the win and the cover. Give me the Brownies. Lock it up. Raiders +11.5 going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Pretty simple logic here. Sell high on the Kansas City Chiefs just when everybody starts to buy back in on Kansas City being the Chiefs of old, perhaps an overvalue in the market in general, and then even more so when all everyone hears all week is that Rashee Rice is back. The Raiders consistently play this team well, and Mahomes does not cover big numbers. Overall, Mahomes, when he's favored by 7.5 or more, 13, 24, and 1 against the spread. Take the Raiders and the points. Lock it up. Last one, Vikings +2.5 against the Philadelphia Eagles. One more dog here for the road. I like the Vikings over the Eagles. I'm not afraid to play the money line on this too. The Eagles offense is broken, and going up against a Brian Flores blitz-happy defense on the road with the Vikings off a bye, and the quarterback you're facing is one that you discarded a couple of years ago in Carson Wentz. That is not what the doctor ordered for Mr. Jalen Hurts. And how about this to put it over the top, icing on the cake? The Eagles have lost 2 in a row now, so a lot of people are going to think, oh, guaranteed bounce back. Nick Sirianni is the third least profitable coach off of a loss since 2021. This is a front-runner coach. When he starts to lose, he starts to lose it. I'll take the Vikings +2.5. Lock it up. Yingling 6-pack, Bianchi's free money, free stuff pick of the week on the way next.
It's a Yingling Football Friday on Game On.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware assist of the night. How good can this Magic team be? Well, with a little help from the right people, the sky is the limit for Paolo and company.
Now Paolo on the run out. He'll lay it up and in and one.
If you're gearing up for game day, Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. With 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in Windermere, Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert. The helpful place every night and your best stop before the game. ToolsAceHardware.com and go Magic.
Left wing 3 ball up. That's it. That ball's snapping around. This team is hard to beat. The weekend's here, which means I have yet another hot date with Prize Picks. We've got a full slate of football games, and we've got playoff baseball too. And I can dive into all of it with Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app that is so easy. It makes the games a lot more exciting to watch. All you do is pick more or less on a player's stat projections, and in less than a minute, your lineup is set. Tonight, I have more on Shohei Ohtani's strikeout total, less on Cal Raleigh's hits, runs, and RBIs. And on Sunday, I have more on Trevor Lawrence's passing yardage total and less on Jalen Waddle's receiving projection. I love that you can mix and match sports and get all your favorite team and athletes in your lineup at the same time. Prize Picks also invented Flex Play, so even if one pick misses, you can still double your money. And don't forget, they've got the injury reboot policy, so if one of your guys goes down early in the game, you're protected. Download the app today. Use my code BULLDOG to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code BULLDOG to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Live boxing is back at Caribe Royale Orlando on Saturday, November 1st. In the main event, undefeated former Cuban Olympian Lanier Perro takes on Britain's Jordan Thompson for the WBA Continental Heavyweight title. In the co-main event, U.S. Olympic bronze medalist and Orlando native Omari Jones fights Yusuf Metu, and Yelvis Gomez defends his WBA Continental Americas title against undefeated local favorite Antrevious Ingram. Tickets available at Ticketmaster or CaribeRoyale.com/boxing.
All the headlines to get you ready for your football weekend. It's the Yingling Football Friday on 96.9 The Game. Are you ready for football this weekend? Don't forget to get your Yingling before kickoff.
If you want to buy or sell quickly, come Nickley.
You know the biggest hassle with selling your home with the Nickley Group? Figuring out where to put the sofa in your new home, because your old home won't be on the market for long. TNG listings sell 2 times faster and for an average of 6% more. Trust the experts at the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty to get your home listed, shown, and sold. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today at thenickley.com.
Come Nickley.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606, powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No. Coffee? No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See, doesn't it feel good to say yes to more? Absolutely.
Face tattoo?
Absolutely not. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is the beat of sports.
Dan Lundy, is there anything you can look at in the last 3 to 5 years to say, here's where it significantly changed, where kickers got more accurate and just got better at this?
Technology. As much as I don't want to admit it, I had to embrace it myself. I think 10 or 15 years ago, I had the realization that this cell phone was a multi-purpose tool. In fact, I can document everything on it. And I think most people learn visually. I think people buy in after the visual acceptance to the nuanced things that maybe aren't visual. But I think initially how you capture an athlete's attention is showing them what they look like versus what they thought they look like. But the cell phone and some of the things the cell phone can do for free in terms of ball speed and height up behind the scrimmage, you can get some of this feedback right away. And I think that that's the emergence of the evolution, in addition to obviously the training.
The Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
This report is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, serving coastal and central Florida.
Happy Friday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And today will be a beautiful end to the week. We'll be expecting increasing sunshine and temperatures that will be below normal. Plan for a high of around 84 degrees today in Orlando. We'll expect a good amount of sunshine and dry time. And that trend will continue into the weekend with low humidity, highs right around the mid 80s. We'll see a couple of showers return by the start of the new work week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
When storm damage hits, call the pros. Paul Davis Restoration. On call 24/7, giving you peace of mind and restoring your home or business. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
The UCF Knights play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
On the clear out for Zion on Paulo. Attacking the rack, left his feet, almost threw it away. He did. Desmond Bain squeezes it. AB running out, and the lob for Paulo to finish. Ooh, that's pretty stuff. Little preseason juice. I love it.
Preseason razzle dazzle from the Magic. Hopefully we get that throughout the season. That is our IBEW Local 606 power play of the day. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. Let's not waste any more time, Mike. It's time to get to it. What you've been waiting all week for, the Yuengling six-pack.
Let's do it.
To review season record, Bianchi went 6-0.
6-0, baby.
Last week.
72 Dolphins undefeated.
You want to retire on top? You sure you want to make picks this week? It's not getting better than that. I was 4-2, a decent week for me, but Bianchi is ruling the roost right now, 21-21 on the season. I am 19-23. These picks against the spread. It is our Yuengling Football Friday, the official beer of the UCF Knights. Let's get to the six-pack. We'll start with the NFL. Rams at Jaguars. And yeah, I said at Jaguars because it's the home away from home for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ain't that right, Shad Khan?
It's Shad.
Forever!
Forever!
How long are you staying over there, Shad?
Gonna go on forever!
Okay. The Shad man. This will be the Jaguars' 14th game overseas.
Fish. You know, fish. Shad.
What's it? Shad?
Shad.
How do you pronounce?
It's not Joe Shad.
Let's ask Shad himself.
Gonna go on forever!
Okay. Yeah, see, he just wants to go on forever. He's not worried about
Let's ask Rob Gronkowski how to pronounce it.
Wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegboo.
He can't get him out of his head. The Jags are 7-6 straight up when they go overseas. Jags +3. That's one of my locks, so you know where I'm at. Where are you at?
Jags are you know what? If Puka Nacua were playing, he's not playing, right?
He is not playing.
He's not playing in this game. If he were playing, I would pick the Rams, but I'm still not sold on my Jaguars. They're if their defense isn't creating turnovers, they're losing games. So, but I'll take the Jags begrudgingly.
Begrudgingly taking the Jaguars. I'm surprised that it was such a fight for you. You've sold a lot of stock on them.
Although
recently.
Devin Lloyd's not playing this week, he's been their key defensive player. You know what? I'm switching. I'm taking the Rams. Give me the Rams.
All right, Artie Oppo to start off here. Dolphins at Browns, a weather game. Wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour expected. 87% chance of rain. 2 quarterbacks from Hawaii. What could go wrong here? The Browns are favored by 2.5. This is another one of my locks. So I am on the Cleveland Browns. I think they dominate that Dolphins offensive line.
Really that bad that the Browns are favored?
Yes.
In this game? Wow, it's 2.5.
It's 2.5.
You know what?
2.5.
The Dolphins, for all of their issues, they're still competing in games. They're still playing hard. I think this Dolphins team is going to rise up. They're going to rise up this week, rally around their embattled quarterback who sold them down the river last week and said, hey, we're still behind you, Tua. Give me the Dolphins.
When Bianchi has to break the table and yell rise up, that's when I know I'm going to win a bet. Louisville at Miami. Miami minus 13.5 tonight. Actually, I want to give you, I took the 13.5 earlier today. Those are when I give out locks, it's as of this morning. That line has changed. So you and I are going to pick the most accurate line. It's only moved by a point. Okay.
What is
12.5 now. Miami minus 12.5. Friday night classic. Last year when these two teams met, 97 points were put on the board. Miami won by 7. Can the Canes keep it rolling at Hard Rock on a Friday night? This is what I will be watching tonight.
12.5. Louisville can score. You know what? I'm taking the 12.5 too. Give me Louisville.
All right, we are in agreement there. That was another one of my locks. I think that's it for my locks as far as these picks go. Mississippi State at Florida. Florida. Let me scratch my eyes here. Favored by 9.5 points.
Is it 9.5 now? Is it 9.5?
Let me
just 7.5 earlier.
Let me just triple check. It was 9.5 earlier in the week. I could have sworn that I saw that. Now my phone doesn't want to update. What's going on around here?
All right, let's just pick it 9.5.
Why don't you just tell me what your pick is, and then I'll verify the spread number.
I think Mississippi State's going to win it anyways because there's so much noise and so much toxicity around the Gator program.
Yeah, it's 9.5.
Yeah. 9.5 is way
Why
too.
do I doubt myself?
Give me Mississippi State. Mississippi State is not as bad as they were last year. Jeff Lebby, I think, is building that program pretty solidly. So give me Mississippi State and in a bye-bye Billy game. Bye-bye Billy Napier.
You know what's crazy? I read this on the Gators website. This is the first time that Mississippi State is playing in Gainesville in the last 15 years. That's wild.
They used to be on the Gators' annual schedule, but that's obviously not the case.
15 years. If this team hasn't given up on Billy before, why would they give up on Billy now? If this is his last game, if this is Billy's last stand and everybody in the locker room knows it, I think you're going to get an all-out effort, and Mississippi State is not very good. Florida's defense is near elite at times. Lagway has looked better. I'm going to take the Gators, and I'll swallow the points.
What?
Yeah. I'm on Florida.
9.5. Wow.
It's a big spread.
That's almost the free money. Maybe that should have been my free money, free stuff.
Apparently, Mississippi State is bad in the trenches, and that's a problem when you go on the road in the SEC against a good defense. It might not take that many points for the Gators to cover this.
9.5.
Spirited effort this weekend. Speaking of spirit, let's talk about Spirit Splash. West Virginia at UCF. UCF favored by a touchdown in the hook. 7.5. Homecoming game here. It's also the rekindled Coach Bowl back where they had success previously. Scott Frost versus Rich Rod. The quarterback carousel continues to spin for UCF. I don't think we see a lot of fireworks in this one. I would suggest that somebody tilts under here. But if we have to pick the spread, I can't figure this UCF team out from a spread perspective. I know they covered last week, but that was as a dog. I'll take West Virginia.
All you need to know is Cincinnati's a pretty damn good team, and UCF out-snapped them last week. I think UCF had 94 plays, and Cincinnati had like 48 plays last week. UCF is not as bad as their record would indicate, losing the last 3 games. Their defense is ranked 24th in the country. I think UCF easily covers this spread. Give me UCF.
Wow, we are opposed to each other on every game except for Louisville, Miami tonight. We're both on the dog in that matchup. Let's see how we wrap up the Yuengling six-pack. FSU travels across the country to play a really bad Stanford team. They're favored by 17.5. It's a late kick, 10:30 p.m. on Saturday night. Ironic that the Stanford Cardinal is a tree, because a loss for the Noles will be like a tree falling on the top of the program. FSU wins and covers and relieves Seminole Nation, at least briefly. I'll take the Noles. What you got?
What's the spread?
It's 17.5 in favor of the Seminoles.
Prodigy, turn on the money machine. Here comes the money, baby. Here it comes. It's all money, money, money. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching. Bling, bling. Well, I'm talking money right now, all right? The Noles have lost 3 in a row. If they lose this game, Mike Norvell's $53 million buyout might not save him, all right? I don't want to hear about how bad Stanford is. How bad is Florida State? Stanford at least has won a conference game this year. Has Florida State? Stanford won more conference games than Florida State did last year. Florida State, you are Stanford, okay? You are Stanford. The Seminoles, again, have lost 3 in a row. They now have to travel across the country to play Stanford, all right? Stanford may be bad, but their 2 wins this season have been at home. Free money, free stuff. Stanford may not win this game, but they will definitely cover the 17.5.
It is a whole bunch of points. I will say, though, the thing that has really, where FSU has struggled, is they can't stop anybody. Stanford's offense is not good. They rank 106th in the nation. Are they going to be?
Florida State's defense isn't very good either right now.
They're not, but
is
Florida State is going to put up points, and I don't think Stanford is going to be able to hang with.
Is it inaccurate? Is it inaccurate based on what we've seen over the last 2 years to say that Florida State is Stanford? Is that inaccurate?
Stanford doesn't have a win against Alabama. Look, here I am defending the Noles after running them down at the beginning of the season. Our Yuengling six-pack picks are in. 2-minute drill. We wrap up the week next.
It's a Yuengling Football Friday on Game On. Hey, you know what Florida living means, right? It means hauling that boat, tackling the back roads, hitting the beach with all your gear in the bed of the truck. That's why you need a truck that can do it all. A 2026 Silverado 1500 from Don Mealy Chevrolet right out there in Claremont. It's truck month, and you can get 2.9% APR for 72 months on a new Silverado. They have over 60 in stock. There's a perfect fit for every driver, whether you're towing, working, or just showing off that new chrome, baby. And as they celebrate 50 years in the business, you can trust Don Mealy Chevrolet, the truck experts who've been keeping Florida rolling since 1975. Stop by Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont today. Chevy, together, let's drive.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run